let's get into the really, really, really big story. That
the meat and potatoes of the podcast.
Yeah, this is what happened this week. So Stadia. Google unveils Stadia, the cloud gaming service launching for 2019. 2, 5, 7. So who watched this keynote?
I tried to, but I was laughing a lot.
It was
I saw bits and pieces.
It was actually a pretty impressive keynote.
Of him just saying numbers and stuff like that?
No, they were demoing it too.
I will tell you that the reaction from just about every game forum that I've been on is
so it's kind of like Steam.
A lot of people are just laughing because what they
cloud-based.
What they promised isn't going to work because most people don't have the infrastructure to run it well. They're telling people, oh, it's down to this level of latency, but they're not. They're hiding the fact that if you don't have good internet, it's just going to run like shit.
Well, they're not even telling us what kind of internet you need.
No,
exactly. And that was proven because when they did that Assassin's Creed thing, people with good internet were like, yeah, this thing works pretty well. Anybody with average internet was like, it runs like shit.
Yeah, they had mixed reviews for that. The same thing with the Verizon streaming box service that they're testing right now. Had mixed reviews depending on where they had it.
If anything makes it, it's going to be this.
Because I
don't think Verizon's getting anywhere.
They have the money behind it. So the demo was really cool. So for one, the controller, it wasn't that crappy little prototype we saw originally.
It's got a weird D-pad though.
No, it has the normal D-pad. It looks like, for instance,
that controller looks terrible. What are you talking
about?
It's
got a rounded D-pad, man.
He's complaining about how bad that controller looks. There's like 10 different complaints, but the main one is how bad the controller is.
Look at that D-pad.
It looks generic.
Yeah, it does.
It looks fine, and I was gonna give
it doesn't, Nate. I know you're a fan of Google. Stop. If this was a Microsoft console, you'd be flipping out at how bad that controller looks.
So for one, this controller has a plus for me because I don't like analogs being up in the top corner. It drives me up a wall.
Yeah, me too.
Dude, that thing's a plus for you because you like Google. Because that thing
For instance, I don't like Xbox controllers because they moved the analog sticks to where the D-pad should
PlayStation.
be. To where the T-pad should be. I don't like the analogs in the corner. I like them down where they are. That's why.
That's one plus. The D-pad looks like crap. It looks like a generic piece of crap. Thank God you can use other controllers with it, but it looks like generic crap. That controller does not look good.
So does Sojo Boy have something to do with that D-pad up there? Or?
So it actually looks, besides the D-pad, it actually looks like the Hori fighting stick, which is a very popular game controller.
Stop it, dude. You're getting your blind defense of that controller. I would listen to your other defenses, but if you're defending the controller, then I know what you stand.
The only thing I like about it is just what you said earlier.
The D-pad's in the right place.
Yeah. And that's just about it, though.
Yeah,
I don't like anything else.
It looks like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man's joystick.
Yeah, it'd be neat if they actually, because I'm sure this is the thing with a lot of people where the D-pad and the analogs are in the wrong place for certain people. Certain people like different controllers. If they made those things attachable so you could pop them in where you wanted them, that would actually be so you could just grab any controller and go, okay, I want the D-pad here. Because the problem with if I have the D-pad where the analog is, I end up hitting other buttons all the time. It drives me up a wall.
How? How do you hit any other button if your thumb's on the D-pad? I mean, on the analog stick.
It just does. It hits like the select button or whatever button.
How? It's nowhere near it.
Or I end up hitting the Xbox, the middle button thing if I end up using it.
I know you do that, but I don't understand how.
I do it all the time. It drives up a wall.
This is such bullshit. I'm looking at this thing, and they're like, let's compare latencies to other things. And they're just showing you latencies to other products, but they're not showing you anything about the connection, which should be a red flag to anybody who games. Anybody who games, if this thing worked as well as they said, they would have came out and been like, you could have a 4 megabyte connection and this would run.
Yeah.
They didn't even mention it, and it's because they know it won't run on half the stuff people have.
No, and Graham, you're right on that far. So, but at
least half, probably more.
So what they're claiming is that you're going to be able to play most a lot of they're claiming big AAA titles. They didn't announce everything, but people pulled screenshots from a lot of the games they showed real quick. But they showed you a bunch of screenshots. The only one they showed actually video for playing was Doom Eternal because that's on launch coming to the service.
Also point out that that's another complaint I had, but I'll get into it after you get done with that.
So, and obviously, Origin's going to be on this. But the other article we have here, I put it up here. We're not going to really cover the article, but we're going to cover it with this, is the fact that they showed, in the screenshots, there's screenshots of Red Dead Redemption in there. So we know that's one of the games from the screenshot they were showing. Because they couldn't release all the titles, obviously, because negotiations are still ongoing of what games are coming to this thing. So they couldn't tell you anything yet. But
okay. So now I'll get this out of the way right now. They didn't show a single game that they were making on that I know of that they were making. All they said is that they're looking into acquiring studios.
No, they're looking for developers, like for instance, like the people that make their games for like the Play Store and stuff, and obviously working with like one of the big developers that are in their own Play Store is like the Square RPGs are huge sellers in the Play Store. They're like some of the biggest sellers. They rarely go on sale and they sell really well. So we're gonna see.
Nate, you're missing my point. I don't care what third-party stuff they get. If they don't have their own studios making games that you can't play anywhere else, it won't work.
Yeah, but I think that's their plan. I think they're planning on trying to pull other companies. That's where they're looking to go. They want to pull these studios.
So
like
they're looking to get platform on everything. So in other words, they're looking to get Square to release games on there too. Right?
Well, they want everybody to pull their games onto this. Is that the idea? Like Ubisoft, Rockstar.
Who cares? Okay, then who cares?
He's talking first party, Nate. First party.
No, I know. But I don't think that's what they're going for. That's not what they're going for.
Then why get it?
They've already lost. That's my point. People are flipping. Like, you have a bunch of people who are telling you it doesn't look like it's good. You have gamers. The game forums everywhere are laughing at this thing because they didn't show any exclusive content. And all the journalists, like people like you, who love Google, even though Google is a terrible company, I don't get it, are all praising this thing. And I'm sitting back going, just last year you were bitching at Microsoft because they're not putting any exclusive games on their console, but now it's okay for Google to not have any? To be launching this thing this year, and they said we're looking into buying devs to making our own studios.
I think exclusives are kind of dumb. I think everything should be on everything.
Yeah.
I personally think exclusives are outdated now.
No. When did you become an idiot? Who am I talking to?
I think exclusives. I think exclusives have become kind of a thing of the past. Put the game out and let people play it on whatever they want.
There's a reason why Nintendo and Sony are burying their competition, and it's because they have stuff you can't get anywhere else. The reason why I own a PlayStation is because the Final Fantasy remake is not coming out on anything else. The Ni no Kuni games that I love are not coming out on anything else. The Yakuza games are not coming out on anything else. I'm buying this system for that game.
Ni no Kuni comes out on everything.
Ni no Kuni is not. What do you? It just came. The second one came out on PC, but up until that one, there was no news that was coming out on anything.
Yeah. For instance, like we thought Devil's May Cry was exclusive to PlayStation, and all of a sudden they're like, nope, it's on Steam release too as well.
Don't care because Sony has 24 studios making games that won't come out on those things. This is what I'm saying to you. Like, I don't know how you bought into this, but this backwards idea that exclusives aren't worth anything anymore are delusional. If you have great games that people can't buy anywhere else, they're going to get your system. The people who are saying that are people who are getting not great games. Why you have a Nintendo for a reason.
New website. New game buying website, greatgames.com.
Right now,
you have a Switch because you like the indie games on it. But guess what? You didn't know they were getting those indie games. You bought that shit because Zelda was coming out on it.
Well, yeah.
Case rested.
Guess what? Every one of those indie games is on everything else.
Well, exactly. But I like everything all in one system. Mm-hmm. Like I want to be able to have one system and be able to play all the games that come out.
Dude,
for everything.
Yeah, that's never happened though.
But what I'm saying to you is, from a business perspective, they have this system coming out now, and it doesn't show like they invested money into the software side. Because if they had invested, they would have came out there and been like, here's a couple of games we've been working on. Instead, they didn't do that. And that says to me that they're hoping everybody else will float them because they don't want to spend the money on games.
Well, on the other side, as far as like news, as far as coming out of GDC, all the developers already said there was an update to Unity, an Unreal Engine that already has capability to make for this. They can already start developing on it.
Of course it does.
Right away. And that came out of GDC, so there's already developers already jumping on it.
Mm-hmm.
And making games for this.
That's what they said about the Ouya.
Yeah.
But the Ouya was but the Ouya was just Android. The SD. Yeah, that's just the SDK was already out there. This is a proprietary software that's actually
Now,
And that's
if
what they said
if
about
this
online
thing actually
TV.
becomes, how can I put it? If this thing
Relevant?
does pull, yeah. I mean, do you think Google will eventually start making anything exclusive on their own games?
No.
Ever?
No. That ain't gonna happen.
I mean, because they've been doing everything else.
Okay, all right. Number one, Johnny asked me the question because they don't know what the hell he's talking about. They're gonna have to do that because no one's gonna buy this. No one's gonna play on this thing if they have to pay a price to play it and miss out on other stuff.
Yeah,
and
exactly. I
Sony
understand that.
and Nintendo cave, they're not going to put their games on it. If they put their games on it, then it's basically them saying we're in the software business, we're not in the hardware business
Exactly.
anymore.
Yeah,
Just like how the reason why I got
if everything's
the reason why
going
I got,
cloud
If
gaming.
you love Google, they're not going to get a foothold if they don't have something that makes you want to play it over everybody else.
Well, the one thing you guys missing, it's just for people that are playing this on their TV. That's only one aspect that you can buy the thing for, but this service is on everything. They showed you in the demo. The guy went from like all different types of PC to his phone to using this service, and then the last one was the actual box on a big screen TV.
Yeah, but they're saying things about that with the Sony and Xbox too.
Yeah, I know.
Atari box.
What's going to make you choose Sony Cloud, Microsoft Cloud, or Google Cloud? What's going to make you decide you want that one more?
The things you can't get everywhere else, and guess what? Sony
Exclusivity, or whatever the hell that word is said.
Exclusives.
Yeah.
And people keep pretending that.
Well,
this
variety,
doesn't
I would say.
matter.
Variety? No.
Variety would be what would bring me to buy one or get.
No, because they're all going to have those third-party games.
With,
You're lying. If you walk, dude, if you sit down in front of your TV and Stevia, whatever the hell it is, has 100
What?
Stevia has 100 games.
racing in that.
Xbox has 100 games. Sony has 100 games. All 100 games on the Stevia are on Xbox and PlayStation. Okay, and then the next day, 20 games come out on PlayStation that you can't get on Xbox or Stevia.
Stadia.
Guess what? You're gonna buy the PlayStation one because there's more games. You've been playing games since we were kids, Nate. You know how this works.
Yeah.
Like Microsoft is 60. No, not 60. Like I think 30 million or 40 million behind in sales, and people are like, "Oh, it's this and that and this and that." It's the games and only the games because features don't sell consoles. I'm sick and tired of hearing this. I'm sorry I'm getting heated by this, but I see it every day because you sound like. I know you're not an Xbox fanboy, Nate, but you sound like that. If I go on my Twitter right now and I said, "Man, I love PlayStation exclusives," I get 100 freaking things going. Exclusives are anti-consumer. They should be on Xbox too.
Yeah. So the other thing.
Because of this damn mentality that's going around.
The other cool thing is actually if you have this service, you can actually use it instead of having to use any kind of streaming service. It allows you to set up to stream right to your YouTube channel if you want.
If it's streaming, it also does like screenshot captures and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But you can't
yeah.
edit or anything, so why
No,
bother?
but it's if you go live on YouTube. It's for to go when you go live on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can just hit the button and go live right on your YouTube channel with it.
Awesome.
Without any latency because you're not running any other software.
Nobody cares, Nate.
Oh, a lot of people use it.
No, they do, but it's like a fraction
forgot what I was
of who
gonna
uses
say.
Twitch. That's
Well,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Like, every
No, we gotta go to D Live.
everything he's pointing out is they can do that, but they are not even a competitor in that space. So what makes you think they're going to suddenly be one? They're not a competitor in the streaming space because when it comes to streaming games, they are literally a fraction, and Mixer's even smaller. So,
But it's 10.5 teraflops. That new word.
Well, no, they're using they're using an industrial graphics card on the servers.
Yeah.
Which are graphics cards that are mostly
Gigawatts.
When you see graphics cards like that, they're made for industry, for editing and stuff like that. But AMD designed one for gaming now.
Until
a consumer can't buy because no one's going to spend $4,000 on a graphics card.
Until Xbox One and PlayStation 4 came out, nobody was talking teraflops about anything.
Yeah.
Now they're using this number, this teraflop, in everything.
Well, it
Is
means
that a
like
unit of
polygons
measurement now?
Huh?
all those
Is that a
numbers
new unit of
graphics mean
measurement?
Nothing if there's nothing special for you to play out in the system.
It means like how many polygons it can render at one time.
Which is fine,
That's
but
what it's
they
for.
never. This was not. This is like their special word they're using now.
Well, they call it
Teraflop.
Paragon.
Yeah,
It does matter though. It does matter in the big
Oh,
picture.
yeah, of course.
But so do all the other numbers though.
yeah, but like this is all they said. Teraflops. Okay, so
My exclusive argument is just a side one. It all comes back to the bottom line that people are not going to be able to run this on good internet. They're going to need great internet, and I think it's really
To play the same crap they can play on any other system.
Well, this is 15, floppy quacks.
Yeah.
Like,
I think people are getting this for
Jitter
convenience.
it's just going to be an issue.
It's mostly convenience. People that don't have the money to buy one of the consoles and don't have money to buy a lot of the big PC games.
But we don't know how much it's going to cost.
Well, the service, we haven't gotten the numbers yet, but I'm guessing there's going to be a service. It'll probably be like $20 like a month, just like any streaming service.
Also, I'd like to point out right there, that's another thing we don't, like, I don't understand how people believe that all these third-party devs are going to go along with the idea of instead of selling 5 million copies on day one, they're going to get like a fraction of that to be on the service. Yeah. You know, like the reason Game Pass doesn't get day and date games from other devs, only Microsoft, right?
Yeah.
So, like, is EA going to walk in and go, yeah, the next Anthem's coming out on Stadia, and it's coming out day and date, and the subscription's $20 a month.
Stadia.
So what are they going to get?
That's all right.
A couple bucks.
Yeah. All right. I don't know.
Like,
we'll see.
I don't see how you get third parties on there because you have to pay them way more than they're going to make in initial sales of the game if you're buying it permanently.
Well, they got Doom on there, so the new Doom already.
Yeah, but you're talking about one a game.
No,
like, of course they can go out and go, hey,
Yeah.
we're going to money hat the hell out of this game.
All right.
But
So
can they really do that with a bunch of games at once?
I don't know. We'll see because this is only the first announcement.